Hi, I'm Dee from Dee Lovely Life, and I am a full-time caregiver to my mother who had suffered a massive stroke. So I wanted to share with you guys my routine as a caregiver. Woke up really early and started doing my mom's laundry, so I gotta put another load in and get this going so I can start the rest of my day. So typically in the morning I like to grab a cup of coffee as I listen to her on the baby monitor, check my cell phone's calendar, write a to-do list for that day, and I also like to go into my planner to see what I had scheduled for her for that day, just so that we can keep on track. Every morning I change the date on the dry erase board that I keep placed in front of her, just so that she's aware of the current date and which day of the week it is. Every day I prepare her breakfast, but on Saturdays I like to do a little bit something extra special by making her pancakes. And then we, have her brush her teeth every morning, and then I prepare her medications. Then once a week I like to replace the hummingbird feeders, and I have these hung out in front of her window so she can really enjoy the view of the hummingbirds. And as usual, I'm trying to do my chores around the house, and things happen and I have to do an impromptu sponge bath, but that's part of my routine. So I usually do a sponge bath, and I try to shampoo my mom's hair, and I like to blow dry and style it for her just so that she gets a little freshened up. So gave mom a sponge bath, so that means mom's laundry. Yeah. This is just easier for her to grab. Being a full-time caregiver does take a lot on our own health. So as you can see, I'm taking my own readings for my blood pressure just to make sure that I kind of have a maintained, safe, and healthy blood pressure. If you guys follow my vlogs, then you kind of see me going back and forth with my doctor, but I do keep a close relationship with my doctor to make sure that I maintain healthy. With that, I like to take my walks, and just walks just not to be healthy and have good exercise, but I also take walks just for the time being to take a little bit of time for myself. It's just so peaceful, and it just allows me to just breathe. There are times where I do get to escape just for a little bit, and when I do, it feels great. I think that's so important. I run errands when I can find the time, And I like to get my mom out and about, out of the house, get some fresh air if the weather permits, and if I have help to assist me to get her out. And since we purchased the van with the wheelchair ramp, that has allowed us to take her out and just enjoy. So now that my mother is doing physical therapy at the moment, she's with my husband right now, it just gives me a great opportunity to just switch out all of her bed linens and just put out fresh, clean ones for her. I also take the time to wipe everything down with a disinfectant wipe. It's, just so critical to make sure everything is just sanitized and clean for them since they're bedbound. So I make sure that this is a priority. Every evening, I like to update this board that I have hanging above my mother's bed, just so that it keeps track of my mother's schedule and it helps for anyone who is caring for my mom. I also like to take the time to replenish all of the supplies just so that I'm well prepared for the next following day. I'll link the playlist down below for these items. And then I also wanted to share with you this great find that I found at Home Goods. Oh, it's just wonderful. It totally keeps all of her slippers and her shoes and some of her gear. And it has these great rollers that just make it so convenient so I can easily slide it underneath her bed. So we do physical therapy with my mother in the evening time, and this is something that my husband had built for my mom where she can easily grab this type of trapeze bar to lift her whole body up when she's in bed. It's perfect for strengthening and toning. He also built this kind of like this handrail too, which helps out with when we assist her in standing up, and now she's practicing taking her steps. This is where we're just trying to let her get in her wheelchair and do some stretches. She's stretching her back here, and we're just kind of joking around. It is a team effort and takes discipline to do this every evening. Most times I'm going back and forth from the kitchen and from physical therapy, trying to cook dinner so that it can be prepared enough time so by the time she's done exercising, we can sit down as a family and have dinner together. Not unless if she's feeling too tired, or depending on how she's feeling, really, we might just go ahead and serve it to her on her food tray so she can be comfortable in bed. So after she eats dinner, I like to get her a fresh, clean glass of water and start getting her stuff prepared so that she can brush her teeth. So right here, I'm just kind of getting her toothbrush all set and then handing it to her so she can brush her teeth, which during this time, it allows me to kind of tidy things up, put things away, put the laundry that I started from the morning away, and just get ready for tomorrow. Try to entertain my mother from time to time, so here I'm acting kind of goofy, and she was just laughing so hard. We were cracking up, and then she wanted more. So of course I aim to please. It's where I'll do anything for her. And now it's time for me to search the TV guide so I can set up some programs that I know that she'll enjoy watching on primetime TV. So this will also allow me to close the door, do the dishes, or enjoy a TV program or two, or watch YouTube and just kind of relax while she watches TV for a while. Now I have to go back to my mom and try to persuade her that she'll enjoy the selection that I had chose for her for that TV hour. As you can tell, I'm starting to get a little exhausted at this point, but not too much longer for me. So now I got her all set. Now I get some time for myself. Okay, now it's time for me to kind of check in on her, making sure that she's all comfortable, she's warm enough, or if she's too hot, it's either hot or cold with her, making sure just that she's enjoying what I chose for her to watch on TV. And it's time for us to kind of chit chat, and majority of the time we're always watching the same thing. So if I'm not sitting there by her in that chair watching a program, I'm usually in the back room kind of doing other things. And so now it's time for me to do her vitals. I keep a nearby chart and I write everything down, like the time, the date, and then I take her vitals. And with her vitals right here, I'm going to take her temperature and make sure she's okay with a normal temperature. Then I'll do her oxygen, and then lastly I'll do her blood pressure, just making sure everything is all in safe levels before I administer her medication. Luckily for me, she says she's getting a little tired, and so am I. It's been a long day, so I kind of turn on her night light and I turn down the light and let her watch until about 10 or so, and then we're both out like a light. Because my mom is unable to turn herself in bed while sleeping, I get up to reposition her every couple of hours, starting around midnight, and then around 2 a.m., and then around 4 a.m. And depending, sometimes if I can't go back to sleep, I'll just go ahead and decide just to wake up, just to get myself a little bit of peace and quiet before anyone awakes. And it's a time for me to like do bills and budget, my mail and my planner, and also just kind of do YouTube work and so forth. It's just a little bit of time for myself. And this is pretty much my routine, so we just repeat it as we go throughout the week.
You know, being a caregiver is definitely one of the most difficult jobs that someone can have. But I must say it is the most rewarding, and I would not have it any other way. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, give me a thumbs up. If you are a caregiver and you like watching these type of videos, then let me know in the comments down below. Remember to take time for yourself, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.